task in a sense that you've got to manage the whole entire school and everybody pulling you in 9,000 different directions. What from football, in the old days, all the administrators used to come, like when I was coming through high school,
Yeah, they were all coaches.
They were all coaches. It didn't mean they were necessarily football coaches, but they were all coaches who came through and became some level of administrator. What is about football and sports that really helped you to really kind of transition into a principal?
Well, I would even think, going back to the interviews, one of those always problems is like you're interviewing for these positions, whether it's a head coach, principal, assistant principal. There's always that idea that like you don't have experience. So for me, going into that assistant principal interview, I had the experience of coaching. You have the experience of delegating tasks, staff, working with the community, working with parent associations. So the idea that you can show your leadership in coaching is where that transition comes into administration, because if you can lead, and that's really it, whether you're coaching or you're a principal, assistant principal, you're a leader in your school, and you're a leader for the kids, and you always want to make that positive impact. So when you're looking at it, that's that transition. It's similar in the way that people look to you in certain situations, and being a head coach, for that first time, you realize, the buck stops with you really in that program. And as a principal, it really was that same sort of feeling. Moving from assistant principal to principal was like, all right, now you are making that final decision. You are making that choice to go in one direction or the other. As a head coach, you're never going to make everybody happy. You're never going to make happy or the parents happy. You just try to do what you think is best and trust your judgment, trust the people around you. And as a principal, you're trying to do the same thing. I recognize not everybody's going to appreciate every choice I make, every decision I make, whether that's parents or kids or the teachers, right? But at the end of the day, I just want them to trust I'm doing what I believe is in the best interest of our school and of our community as a whole. And everybody's perspective on that's a little different, where my view is got to be more holistic in the way that it impacts as many people positively as I can.
When you're leading as a principal and you got all the different parties pulling at you in all the different directions, like what's kind of your overall philosophy from leading